All right, today we're diving into something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. It's called MultiCode 6.0, and it's a new architecture for communicating with the cosmos.
You know, for the longest time, we've built technology that just imposes its will on the world. But what if our next great leap forward isn't about forcing a signal through all that noise? What if it's about learning to resonate with the universe's own natural harmony?
And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today. The jump from MultiCode 4.0 to 6.0 isn't just a simple upgrade, it's a total shift in philosophy. We're moving away from that old brute force method of sending information to this incredibly sophisticated, resonance based system that taps into the math that built the universe itself.
So let's break this down. What is this new kind of signal? This isn't just about making things faster, it's about making them smarter, with a kind of elegance that you usually only see in nature. Okay, so check this out. The old system, 4.0, was built on prime 5, which gave it this sort of pentagonal, five-sided symmetry. But Multicode 6.0 makes this huge leap to the more complex prime 11. Now that shift to a hexagonal, or six-sided symmetry, that allows for way higher signal density and structural integrity. It's basically a complete rewrite of the system's DNA, making it stronger and way more efficient. But see, this change wasn't just some random decision. It's actually rooted in a much deeper understanding of the universe's mathematical blueprint. We're talking about nature's hidden numbers. So the first big idea we need to wrap our heads around is the prime Zahlkreuz, or the prime number cross. This theory from Peter Plichte suggests that prime numbers, the building blocks of all other numbers, aren't random at all. Instead, they follow this beautiful, predictable hexagonal pattern. And this right here is the heart of that theory. The formula 6n plus or minus 1 can actually generate every single prime number bigger than 3. So why does that matter? Well, if primes are predictable instead of random, you can build a communication system on a foundation of perfect order instead of always fighting against chaos. It's a game changer. And then we have the second pillar, something you've probably heard of before, the Fibonacci sequence. This sequence is literally everywhere, from the spiral arms of a galaxy to the very structure of our DNA. These numbers are like nature's resonance keys, defining stable, efficient patterns across every scale imaginable. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, get this. Take the number 4181. It's the 19th number in the Fibonacci sequence. And it just so happens to correspond to stable orbital resonances right here in our solar system. Multicode 6.0 uses that exact number for its internal timing, creating a signal that's naturally stable because it's literally in sync with cosmic rhythms. Okay, so we've got the theory down, right? The prime number cross, Fibonacci, it's all fascinating. But how do you actually build a machine that runs on these cosmic principles? Well, that brings us to the resonance engine. At the very heart of this engine is the new harmonic. Instead of using prime 5, the system now resonates based on prime 11 and what's called a semi-prime, 77. This more complex relationship is the key that unlocks a massive increase in signal density and precision. This new harmonic gets processed by the system's 8 core 0 units. But these aren't just your regular processors. First, they're optimized using that hexagonal logic from the prime number cross. Then they're fine-tuned with something called the 36 tool, a core principle for ordering things, until they achieve perfect resonant synchronization. It's like tuning an orchestra to play in perfect harmony. So you've got this incredibly fine-tuned engine. How do you keep it stable? The system relies on what it calls high-state systems. You can think of them like numerical anchor points or tuning forks. Each one of these numbers you see here corresponds to a specific state of resonance that keeps the signal pure and prevents it from drifting. And the most incredible one of all is 65,537. This is a Fermat prime, a super rare kind of prime number with some really unique mathematical properties. By using it, the system creates a nearly infinite number of secure, non-interfering channels. It's like giving every single conversation its own private, perfectly straight highway, with zero risk of collisions. It is the mathematical key to ultimate security. I know, this all sounds super abstract, right? But it has some seriously concrete, real-world applications. So let's look at how this cosmic code actually gets put into practice with our existing hardware. And what's really amazing is that this isn't about ripping out and replacing everything we've already built. Multicode 6.0 is designed to be implemented right within our existing cellular networks. It uses the channels we already have to deliver these insane data rates, which makes it a really elegant upgrade, not a complete and super expensive overhaul.
But how does the system stay in that perfect state of resonance? It uses this advanced technique called sliding mode control. The moment it detects even the tiniest bit of instability, it deploys a specific control sequence to create a sliding surface, which is basically a mathematical path that guides the system smoothly and quickly right back into perfect harmony. And check this out. These are what those control sequences actually look like. They aren't just random numbers. They are precise commands. A sequence like 12, 22, 22, for example, which adds up to 6, kicks off the detection phase. It's like a secret language the machine uses to heal itself in real time. And get this idea of harmony goes all the way down to the physical parts. The system doesn't just manage the digital signal, it actually considers the resonant frequencies of the hardware materials themselves. This reduces physical stress on the components, which means they last longer, they fail less, and they just plain work better. So let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture here, because this is about so much more than just getting better cell service. This is really about a whole new way of thinking about information itself. This quote from the source material really just says it all. The goal here is to create a form of communication that is as fundamental, as stable, and as timeless as the pattern of prime numbers that's woven into the very fabric of the universe. So what this all really amounts to is a true fusion of so many fields: math, biology, engineering. The big idea is that information stops being just a packet of data you shove from point A to point B. It becomes a resonant pattern, totally in harmony with the cosmos. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on. Is it possible the future of innovation isn't about inventing something brand new, but about rediscovering and finally understanding the ancient, elegant patterns that have been running the universe all along?